Mary, how did you get back here? How did you get home? After we learned to speak to each other, and people from Earth told me they wanted to take me home, and I wanted to come home, but we had to rebuild Superbird first. I helped them, then I taught them how to fly it. Late one night, June came to my room with a four-legged person. It was called a dog. Its name was Shep, and a lot of brown-haired people who were all men. She put her mouth on my face while someone took a photo. Then she started to cry. I asked her why she was crying, but she didn't speak. She just turned around and left the room, still crying. I could hear Shep shouting as they put the thing over my eyes and took me to a car. Then they drove very fast and for a long way. When the car stopped, they took the thing off my eyes and I could see Superbird. When I got into Superbird, I saw two brown haired people wearing brown clothes. Their names were Jim and Steve, and they told me that they were going to take me home. The three of us smiled and held hands as Superbird took off. I was sad when I thought of Sam and Ford, Stone and Sands, and I was sad when I thought of my friends in the house in the desert. But I was also very happy because I was going home. Something happened when you got back here, didn't it? Yes, that's right. The journey back was fine. Then Jim and Steve told me to land Superbird in a desert at night. So I landed it in the middle of a dark desert. Jim and Steve were not very friendly. They didn't smile. They got their guns out and told me to get into the small supercar, which was near the back door of Superbird. They opened the door and then got into the back seat of the supercar. They told me to drive the car off Superbird and into the desert. Then they told me to drive towards the hill. It was very dark, but with lightning in the sky, just like the night when we crashed on Earth 9 months before. They told me to drive without lights, so I drove very slowly. Were you afraid? Well, yes, I was. I thought about what they did to Sam Bridges and to Alan Sands. I knew they could be dangerous. I didn't want to hurt them, but I thought they were going to kill me. It was very easy in the dark to start the hiss machine. I just pressed the button under the radio. They didn't know about that. There was a small noise as the gas came out. They screamed for a short time and then they were dead. What about you? What about the gas? I was alright. The gas we use kills people, but it doesn't hurt us. But they made the new Superbird on Earth. Why didn't they know about the gas? They took the supercar from the old Superbird. It was okay. They just put it in the new Superbird. I didn't tell them about the gas. I don't really know why. It didn't seem to be important. What happened next? I put the car lights on and then I drove back to Superbird. I didn't know where I was exactly, so I put all the lights on and waited for somebody to come. Soon, a plane landed and four soldiers ran towards me with guns. I stood in the light, waving my arms and shouting my name. Somebody shot a gun, but it missed me. Then somebody shouted, "Don't shoot! It's Mary Mount! She's come back!" But they told us you were dead. Oh, where did you go? The soldier took me to a hospital, and they asked me lots of questions. Every day for 6 months, they asked me questions. They wanted to know all about the Earth people. They wanted to know what I told the Earth people. I told the soldier everything, just like I'm telling you. I told them about the drawing of Superbird I did for the Earth people and how I helped them build Superbird again. They became angry. They left me here all these years. I have been growing old in a small room with a soldier outside the door. And then today they opened the door and I walked out into the garden. And you were sitting there, smiling at me. Why? Why what? Why have they locked me in a room all these years? And why have they let me out now? I don't know. What do you think? I think they didn't want me to tell people about my visit to Earth. Maybe they didn't want me to talk about how Sam died or about the brown hair people who came back with me on Superbird. But why? Maybe they want people to feel friendly towards people on Earth. Or maybe they didn't want me to talk about my friends on Earth because they want people to feel angry towards people on Earth. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where the recording of my conversation with Mary Mount finished. A soldier who was watching us came over. He said his name was Captain Lake. He told me to turn my tape recorder off. We asked him why we had to turn it off. He said he could not tell us. But he did say that in the next 24 hours, they were going to Earth again for the first time in 20 years. Captain Lake then asked Mary Mount to go to Earth with them because she speaks English and because of her experience on Earth. Mary said that she was happy to return to Earth after such a long time. At this moment, Mary Mount is with the other astronauts preparing to travel to Earth. There are 5 Superbirds going to Earth. She told me she will be happy to speak with me on the radio when she returns from her second journey to Earth. So, Mary Mount, if you are listening, have a safe journey, and we look forward to talking to you when you return.